What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 129, Menace and the Man, Stan the Man,
Yeah.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
Did you get to watch the Chris Wade fight?
I watched my man Chris Wade throw down.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Chris Wade so much. But when he fights, it just makes me like because I've sparred Chris Wade and I know what Chris Wade can do. And I know like when he like really wants to hurt people. And listen, maybe that's why he's had success where he's had success and I've had success where I've had success. Like he's a smart kid, where I'm like, let's do damage. Whether you do it to me or I do it to you, someone's getting hurt bad.
Yeah, but I feel like that's
You
Wade
know?
too. Once Wade's like that Forrest Griffin, a Dennis Bermudez too. What do you mean? You guys are similar in that aspect. Hit him or start beating him up, and then he'll really start going.
No, I mean, what I think
So
is
here, Wade got caught in that fight, right?
yes.
You know,
And I see him like kind of look away. I'm like, no, come on.
but ate it. Oh, got caught in that fight to where you're like, oh, that's
Yes.
something you don't see every day. Like the guy was looking a little bit better, catching Wade on the feet. Then Wade
Yeah.
started looking for like
All right, hang on, here. Here's why Chris Wade gets me frustrated. All right. The man is he has most of his finishes are via submission, right? He also is a New York State champion wrestler. But I find him when I watch him fight, trying to bang with guys. And I'm not saying he can't, but like let's go with what works for you. Let's go with what's the highest percentage for you. Right? You know what? Maybe it's I wasn't in his shoes. He needed the 6 points.
didn't you get the 6 points? You got the 6 points.
He did. He did. So to win a fight, no, you have 15 minutes, or to win a fight and you have 5 minutes. Those are two different ways to fight, right?
Yeah. I think he was fighting for the 6 points, though. That's what led to him.
I think so too.
That's what
I
led
think
to
so
him getting clipped a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time he fights, I'm like, I need to get in the gym. I need to give him a hand.
So,
And then
do your hands sweat,
happens,
or
things happen.
like what kind of nerves do you experience when you watch like a Chris Wade fight? So obviously the coach in you, because you've cornered him, you've been around it. I remember the PFL the one time when you were like his fourth corner man. You were going nuts.
Right. Because Chris is my homie.
Yeah.
And then, so when Chris does what I know Chris can do, I go like, yes.
Told
But
you.
when I don't see Chris Wade doing what Chris Wade can do, or like, and listen, people do not know what it's like to. When you get in there, the brights are light. You don't know the fucking guy you're about to fight from a hole in the wall. You've seen you've watched 20 minutes of video of the guy, of his highlights or his reels, his fights. You don't really know this guy, or it's very uncomfortable. You never fought in that. You've only spent so much time on that canvas because your gym's a different mat. You've only been, with these new gloves on, they're not even broken in. It's a weird thing,
Holy shit.
So it's hard to come out the gates. You know what I love about Chris Wade? Since he hit that flying kick, every fight he runs out and is like, am I going to do it?
I think it's kind of like the Masvidal knee. He had that for a little bit where the threat's there.
Every guy he fights goes like off the jump. But listen, he was really, I was like, because he's got this great side headlock. He hits it on everybody, right?
Has tossed me many times. He's tossed you with that before.
Oh my God, yes. But he was like, I saw him, I felt like he was like chasing. I'm like, dude, leave that thing alone. Get rid of that,
Yeah.
But was able to snap the guy in the front headlock and then fucking lights out, cold. And so my lady's like, the guy couldn't tap. His arm was caught. I was like, no, that guy is a goddamn soldier.
Soldier. I am warrior.
Yeah, like
At the moment
like,
when he probably went like, Wade had that fucking lock in.
Man, that people that can fight until they go out are different animals.
Did you actually think it was a rematch with the same guy he already beat?
No.
Oh, I did. That's just the idiot in me. I was, he's fighting the same Japanese guy, the same Chinese guy? But no, it was a totally different guy.
No.
But then, like I've said to you, it is a real thing. That part of the world, the grappling's always a little bit weaker. Like that guy. So that's where a moment where Wade showed he's a higher level grappler. Like that guy's reactions to what Wade was doing to him. You know what I mean? At that point.
Yes. So real quick.
Wait. The ADD right there circled back to like you said.
Yes. All right, go ahead.
When he wrestles, it really works out for him. Just took a minute for him to get there.
If I could redo my whole career, who haven't I taken down? Korean Zombie, but
he would have went down eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But after I got people down, if I could sub them all, world champion.
Yeah.
I should have done more, but I feel like Chris still has that,
So the heartbreaker there was when the fight ended, I'm like, oh, Chris Wade won. But I'm at the other fights. You know what I mean? So I didn't finish watching the PFL. So I wind up talking to this guy, Dunna, who's like a big dude. He does media for the Daily Mirror. He's like an Irish English reporter. You know what I mean? So he's like, oh, I was at the PFL and I saw Chris Wade and the win and blah, blah, blah. He's like, really heartbroken though. And I'm like, why? He's like, because even with the 6 points, I don't think Wade made the playoffs.
So, because all the other guys, so let's say I won 2 decisions and got 6 points, or I'm Chris Wade, I have 1 loss and 1 win, and I have a first round submission with 6 points. Who gets into the playoffs?
I think it factored in. Did the other guy get more points? I don't understand exactly how it factored in. I was just told that Wade did not make the playoffs. I didn't further investigate.
Are all the fights done?
I believe now the regular season's done and they go into the playoffs. I think.
No, did everybody in his weight class compete?
I believe so. I was just told that piece of information from another journalist. I believed it to be fact, and I believe it is. And he is going to be, I believe, the alternate, if I wasn't informed incorrectly. But so that was like, I watched that fight thinking like, oh, he gets the 6, but then, so I have to check into that. But
let me have it. I'm having a gander right now, and we're gonna see what I can see real quick, because I was thinking that
I think the kid knew because he was there, and they like announced it at the presser or.
Man, well, no, because I know he's training. He was training today, like right back in the seat of things.
Maybe it was that, like, the frustration of it.
I mean, in my head, it's so in wrestling, right? Let's say, I'm again, the rules may have changed, but I know freestyle wrestling. Let's say I 5'd you, right? I threw you for 5 points. I got 5 points, right? And you push me out 5 times. It's either the last person to score or the person with the biggest score. I'm drawing a blank. Because freestyle wrestling changes all the time.
I can't find this piece of information. I'm like Googling it and it's not giving me the answer.
Oh, shit. They're only taking 4? Oh, did Bubba Jenkins get a finish? Yeah, because Bubba Jenkins. Oh, what the fuck? Who's Jesus Pinedo? Who's also 1-1 with 6 points. Did he finish his guy in less time than Wade?
I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing here that it says that Wade stays in playoff contention with a quick 6, but then, you know what I'm seeing here? The PFL doesn't do very good with coverage of their sport. of their company.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just trying to see. Oh shit. He beat Brendan
No.
Lockney? Yes, he did.
Oh, the other guy did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Not only
yeah.
did he
So, oh, shit. So, yeah, Lochnane's out too. Wade's out. Yeah. The top four go in. So, it's either going to be him or Lochnane as the alternate. Bubba Jenkins, Gabriel Braga,
Yeah, but how did he beat him though?
Movlid, Kabilev, and
Did he knock
Jesus
him out?
Pineda. Who? Had he beat Lochnane?
He knocked him out. And I imagine he had to have done it in the because I'm trying to make sense of
The PFL strategy to get this?
well, no, why is he 1-1 and in the PFL and Chris Wade is 1-1 and not? Or
Oh,
is
yeah. It must be time because this dude knocked out Brandon Lochnane in 1 minute and 34 seconds. Wade. And then Chris Wade choked out Ryoji Kudo in 4 minutes and 51 seconds.
I mean, that's fair,
I suppose.
right?
I mean, how much time do we got to the playoffs? I guess if you have to be a sport.
Man, this was a high scoring season though.
Oh, man. I could segue into that. I feel like when there's a tie in combat sports, like I guess that's what they have to use as the tiebreaker. But
I mean, they could fight each other.
that's what I was going to say. Fighting's not the same as other sports. It shouldn't come down to seconds like that, you know? But I guess you have to have something like that. I'm also biased.
Mavledev re-gets his title back.
I mean, the Bubba Jenkins that fought Wade looked pretty good.
Yes, but he's not beating that Russian.
No. I don't know, actually. That Russian doesn't look like he's on the same stuff anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him fight this year, but I've seen him fight in general.
He's good, but he looks a little softer, but that's just speculation.
You know what, though? There are some people... I might even put myself in that fight to their competition.
Yes, you 100%.
Like if I wrestle someone that's a shitty fighter, I'll kind of fight like shit or I'll wrestle like shit. But if I fight someone that's like top tier, I'll look like, if I'm wrestling like a national champion, I'm gonna look like an All-American,
Yeah.
If I'm fighting a champion, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look like the number one contender then if I lose.
So, Chris Wade,
which I think that guy does.
Chris Wade did not make the playoffs. That's a heartbreak.
Damn.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's at least something in that form that he gets another fight at least, and they're not benched. You don't get no fight, and you're in the contract for next year.
During the finals, don't they have like exhibitions?
Who knows what they're doing with the PFL? They're always. I guess
they have.
They have, but they're not like they weren't. They don't do it for random guys in the weight class. They do it for like they did it for like new names that they just signed, or I don't think that they give Wade the treatment that he deserves already with his career in the PFL. So wait, if the PFL's been around for X amount of years, Chris Wade's one of the guys.
Yes. Which did you watch? Did you watch You watched his fight live?
Yeah.
They're writing him off.
100%.
They're like, this might be, if he doesn't win tonight, this might be his last time in the smart cage. I was like, what?
I didn't really hear them say that.
Since day one. Huh?
Maybe they meant for I didn't hear them say that, but maybe they meant that for the season.
Maybe.
Or maybe they had a fighter meeting with him and Wade was like, who knows?
I mean, again, like I said, he was training today.
But for everyone in the PFL that has not won the series, the season, he's right there. So here's all the champions, and you mark it. Should be right under there with the kick.
2-time champion, fucking what's his face isn't even in the program anymore.
Lance Palmer.
Lance Palmer is not even on the roster.
But even I'm saying like Wade's given them some highlights in their short period. They've used his like he's given them some highlights. You know what I mean? I would be like, yo, we got you for a little bit. You know, we'll ride with you, and we're gonna keep giving you the perfect example. Yeah, they kind of have had exhibition. Should they have exhibition? Sure. Chris Wade, perfect guy. They should put in an exhibition in an exciting matchup on that card.
Handsome, can fight well, American.
And then people said Deontay. I saw a video. We'll end it there on the PFL. I saw a video of like Lance Wade with Deontay Wilder. Apparently, they had a good time together. Because I didn't talk to Lance, but
oh yes,
I saw a picture. The English guy who told me, he was like, "Oh, Deontay Wilder owned the PFL. Like he was there with no security. He engaged with everybody. He never told anyone to get away from him, and was totally like, it was as if Deontay Wilder was a PFL fighter." So,
you know what's so funny is Chris Wade's brother, Lance Wade, he's potentially more aggressive than Chris Wade. Actually, I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's more aggressive than Chris Wade, like naturally, because Chris is just like pretty chill. Well, Lance, I've been around both guys drunk, and Lance, when he's drunk, you're like, I should probably agree with him, otherwise he's gonna try and fight me. Because I can see Lance Wade going up to Deontay Wilder like, listen, I'll double leg you right in your head.
Yeah, like, you got no takedowns, bro. You got no takedowns, bro. What would you do?
No, he's honest though. He'd be like, listen, if you punch me, you probably put my lights out. But
that whole story is one of my favorites, if you will, the Wade brothers. Like that household had to have. There's not a boys item that I'd imagine they didn't fight over. Matchbox car, video game controller.
Didn't we call Chris's dad one time and I told him he's on the show and he instantly hung up?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had Tom Wade on the show. I know we had Lance Wade on before.
No, but Tom instantly hung up.
Yeah, something like that.
The best man show. What?
He was like, nah, I'm good, and hung up.
Yeah.
And then, so UFC 289, we talked about it, weak card. Just didn't anything.
Well, that the Mexican chick there, what's her name?
Aldana?
I mean, now there was a piece of me that's like, listen, her training partner shocked the world like not too long ago.
Mexico's been shocking the world lately. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was on the wave, and that was the tail of it, was that.
Yeah, I tell you what, because Mexico's been shocking the world, that's probably like, we don't really have anybody else to fight her. Here, Aldana. Because, the Mexican audience is a big one for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, that was one thing. That was the fight I watched.
Loved him.
That was the fight I watched. So I was like, running around doing so much shit. I was watching UFC 289. I'm like, this card's like just not delivering, I felt, and I'm watching it, but it's still, this underdogs winning. It's a good card. It's fights, but it's not delivering, if you will. Like something's missing. Then I watched Dan Ige versus the guy Nate Landwehr. That was a great fight, to see Dan Ige, friend of the show.
Yes. Dan Ige is one of our guys.
And then the Mike Maylott fight, was getting boring, kind of put me to sleep. And then I was there for, if anything, mentally, Oliveira, Benil. Fell asleep for that. Like, that's when I fell asleep.
Hey, real quick, why was there a no contest between Imavov and Chris Curtis?
Headbutt.
Okay. Chris Curtis is pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a good fight. It was like an entertaining fight, and then just awkward stance switch by one of them, and it just wound up being cut
Did
right
I say
here.
His name correctly?
Who?
Imavov,
yeah.
All right.
But
talking about headbutting people and cutting them, I remember when I fought Jeremy Stevens. We got too close. We both threw rights, and my head hit him, and we came out of exchange. I'm like, I got him with my hand, dude. And then I rewatched the fight later on. I was like, my head hit him. That's what cut him. And then I took him down. I was ground pound. There was blood everywhere. I was like, I'm gonna finish this fucking guy. But he got up. He's a tough motherfucker.
Oh yeah, that was prime Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah. Why isn't he back in the PFL? Because he went he 0-2 barbecued
I don't know.
last year?
Maybe. But yeah,
Hey, wasn't he at 155, right? Or 45?
55. But
And Pettis. No, is Pettis in this year?
I don't know. Why are you going so sidetracked?
Sorry.
So who did you think was going to win, Oliveira, Beneil Dariush?
Well, so
Have you ever trained with Dariush? Because I know you were out there at times.
No. There's a statistic that Oliveira always lost in Canada. So I was like, man.
Oh, I saw that. But yeah, wait. You and Dariush,
right?
You and Dariush in the same room before?
Same building.
Yeah, at least it's even the same mat, I feel like, because I feel like he was a staple at Kings and you used to go out there.
No, I never wear Kings.
Yeah.
I never trained at Kings.
Or not Kings. Where did you used to train when you went out there?
Mark Munoz's Rain.
Yeah, Rain. That's what I meant to say. He wasn't there?
He was at Black House.
Okay, so he was at Kings. All right, yeah, then.
Yeah.
I feel like he might have been in that little.
It was Black House before it became Kings, right?
Possibly. No, they're separate gyms. Similar group of people.
No, same people though.
Black House and Kings? No, Black House was Ed Suarez, and Kings was similar people is what I'm saying. They're all like shoot box and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I think maybe the Kings coach, his name's slipping my mind right now, but I'm pretty sure.
Me too.
Rafael Cordero.
Yes, Rafael Cordero, yes. He opened that place up, and Ryan Parsons told me opening or at the grand opening, there was like 4 people knocked unconscious. 2 of them by Verdum.
All by Verdum.
No, 2 of them by Verdum. When those guys spar, because when I would go down there and train, they would be like, "Hey, you want to go to Black House?" And then it became Kings. Or
where'd you spar? And then we'll get back to this fight. Where'd you spar RDA? There?
At Rain.
Oh, so Rain, yeah.
But he's those Kings Black House guys, which he almost knocked me out.
And so that's the shoot box turned into Kings and Black House guys. So that's how Vandelay and all those guys used to spar back in the day and just knock each other out. Yeah.
What's that? Our ADHD?
Yeah.
Sorry. Back to who I thought was going to win. Charles Oliveira has been on fire until he lost that championship fight. But I just think that was an off night, really.
Yeah.
So I was thinking Charles Oliveira. Because you know what? Dariush has never...
Oliveira is so good, but he's so hot and cold to me.
Yes.
Like, obviously to the world, but...
Yeah, Dariush is... Listen, I've always thought he was a good fighter, but the way he would just always just win.
Exactly how Dariush could have lost that fight, though, was that. You know what I mean? That's how Dariush has lost his other fights, if I'm not mistaken. A quick little club, and then, and then a quick little TKO-ish.
No, I mean, he, stays there, and Oliveira's like, fuck that.
It's one of those ones, I'd have to watch more Dariush fights to... I'm pretty sure he reacts well to getting hit. I don't remember him ever having trouble getting.
Oh, good. What do you mean? Dariush has knocked people out when he's fucking been knocked out.
I'm saying. Oh yeah. He definitely has had a few of those.
Yeah, he's got like 1 or 2 of those where he's like.
He's been on Queer Street.
Yes, where the guy's trying to finish him, he just like, and then that guy's down.
All right, but even those fights, he was close in those fights to getting knocked out. Clearly, so that's kind of what happened here. He got hit and he was on his way, and Oliveira just kept the technique a little clean, I guess, and wasn't rocked at all. He didn't catch him. Props to Oliveira, good for him, but it doesn't go better for him next time versus Islam. I think Islam deals with him easier, versus I don't think Oliveira is doing adjustments unless he brings in unless he brings in Craig Jones,
okay,
or watches that fight and sees some things,
Yeah. You think Oliveira loses again in the final
I
championship
think
fight?
it'd be more, like in the last fight, I think Oliveira had a little bit more success. I think this time Islam would just fucking smash him. Now
I
Islam,
definitely think Islam is much stronger than Charles.
here, so the last fight, Islam Oliveira was whatever, a fight, 7 minutes or however long it went. The ending of that fight was Islam going, oh, no, I can hurt you on the feet, confidence up. And then got on top of you and submitted you. So it's like, oh, no, what do you mean? I don't even know about the other
Right.
6 minutes. I fucking knocked him out and then submitted him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, so
Could Oliveira beat him? Sure. But
both of the guys are super high level jiu-jitsu and grappling, rather, right? So if you have two extremely well high touted grapplers, but one's much stronger than the other one, who wins?
a stronger one.
Which I think Islam is probably twice the strength of Charles.
Yeah, but then you look at like Volkanovski. There's things you could do, techniques.
For sure. I'm just saying, like, on paper.
Absolutely. My head was going there. Volkanovski's an outlier with that performance. But then Oliveira pulls off the upset. Nunes.
I think Volkanovski is strong as fuck. What do you mean?
Oh, for sure. But Nunes.
You think Islam's stronger than Volkanovski?
Who? Islam's stronger.
Islam
He's fucking 30 pounds bigger, 20 pounds bigger.
No. At the same weight, though.
It's a weird argument.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess if you did it mathematically and you looked at the numbers that Volkanovski does at 145 and then broke it, and calculated it to be if he was the same weight.
Even him going up to 155 and run some numbers,
Yeah, but Volk's just a naturally bigger guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
When guys always fight.
ready for this? I think Russia is like a more like poverty, like times are hard over there. You got to use like more muscle. Where Australia's like, yeah, mate, I'll take another strip on the bobby.
100%. I'm not saying 100% that Australia might be weaker or something like that. I'm saying 100% Russia.
I'm just saying your general person from Russia is probably stronger than your general person from Australia.
Physically, they might be doing different work. Yeah, possibly. I get where you're going with that. But Aldana, Amanda Nunes, I did not watch the fight.
Me either.
I'm not the hugest fan of women's MMA.
So real quick, so Amanda Nunes was 1-1 against Pena, right?
That's where we were going, yeah.
So why wasn't there a third?
Because she retired. So did you see that video that was circulating of Amanda Nunes? So in Amanda Nunes' retirement speech, there's a heckler in the crowd, and it's Juliana Pena. And she's like, bitch, no, boo, you suck. Boo, you're scared.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Heckling
Wow.
her. And it's like, I can't believe this bitch is retiring.
Do you think there's
100%.
I think there for sure.
But even, let me double check. I'm pretty sure what's her face got hurt.
The fact that it was 1-1 and then it run. Oh, Pena got hurt. That why it wasn't the trilogy?
I believe so.
Oh.
But so Amanda Nunes retires, gets heckled, starts getting heckled. So 6'10", yeah.
That's funny.
Pena withdrew. I don't know why, but so instead of rescheduling, they threw in Aldana.
Oh, and then Amanda Nunes made a comment saying that whoever is champion after me will really not be the champion.
And Juliana Pena.
I will forever be the champion, and
So I know you've met
actor.
Amanda, but what are your interactions with Juliana Pena?
She's like pretty quiet, and I was never
No,
like, oh,
or
hey, what's up?
in your experiences in passing, she was quiet. So you never really, just had like passings with her.
Yeah,
Because from what I see, she's like very loud and boisterous and a little crazy. Not in a bad way, in like a,
she's a Latina, dude.
she's a Latina, yeah. Venezuelan, whatever she is, but she's fucking nuts. So even she was going nuts after the fight, apparently. Then at the post-fight presser, they asked Dana White, like, have you seen Juliana Pena? He's like, I do not want to see Juliana Pena. No, I have not seen her. I do not want to see her. Because she was apparently on a tirade, I mean, if Amanda Nunes retires, I think 100% the last girl to beat her should be in the title fight. So, what's her face versus who for the vacant title, right?
The last person she fought
Amanda Nunes fought Juliana Pena, so that's the last person that beat her. So that's who should fight for the vacant title now.
is Pena versus who?
I don't know.
I think that goes without saying.
Women's
that,
MMA. Let's get on to something else. Who cares?
I think that goes without saying that Juliana Pena
cheers. Congrats on a great career, Amanda Nunes. So, like we were saying, I would have went to Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. Big boxing fight that happened this weekend. Everyone's been writing Teofimo Lopez off. I should have sent the Menace and his lady there, but Teofimo Lopez pulls off a big upset. Good for him.
Which I didn't know he was an underdog. Because I'm not a big boxing fan, but I know who Teofimo Lopez is.
I think he's Puerto Rican, right?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I don't know, but minus that. His clips show up on my feed.
Well, he beat Lomachenko, so that's what made him huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so he pulled off an upset. But I didn't get to go to that fight. Where I did go was to Miami for Floyd Mayweather versus John Gotti.
So tell me about it.
Just crazy. Yeah. It turned into a riot. It was a great weekend. A good fight weekend. I bumped into Larry Holmes, Evander Holyfield, Antonio Tarver.
And they're going to come on the show.
Just all these people. Politics with all these people about doing little interviews and coming on the show. I got a bunch of clips, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Whole,
And you're going to put them, you're going to sprinkle them, they're going to sprinkle them out on the, on the man page.
Yep. And Menace to be sprinkling them out. And just, great weekend. Then the fights, the levels just going up, the open workouts.
Okay, so real quick, the fact that Floyd Mayweather, how do you think, because Floyd picks his opponents, right? Their exhibitions,
So, I bump into Jimmy Birchfield. I see Jimmy Birchfield and Pat Sullivan from CES at the fights, at the open workout. So I'm like, oh, shit. What are you guys doing here? Thinking they're just there for the fights, and Floyd, they promoted a lot of Gotti's fights, and then I start talking to him, and he's like, "Oh no, we're helping Brent Johnson, who's Floyd's guy, promote the fight." And I'm like, "Oh, so you guys are doing this because they promoted, but they were just behind the scenes of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. So they've put on some big exhibitions. They've put on endless boxing fights, endless MMA fights, really good promoters. Working with Floyd's people doing this. So I'm like, oh, you guys kind of put this on. And like, yeah, well, starts talking to me. He says, well, Floyd, I'm thinking maybe John Gotti and Floyd put it on. That's kind of how it comes together. Floyd raises the money. So the money's gotten by Floyd and whatever investors and blah, blah, blah. So boom, the wheels are in motion. The fight's going to start happening. All fountain blue and all these people start coming in. Boom, the fight's going on. So it just wound up kind of being a shit show. Like everything was always on Floyd.
No. How does Floyd pick his opponents? There wasn't like any kind of beef on like social media or anything.
Same as he picks them all. Just internet something, ramblings, and they pick them. They've had this fight.
John Gotti, I know him. He's a big name. Oh, his son fights?
I'm telling the story. They've had this fight brewing for years.
What?
They've had this fight brewing for years. The father, John Gotti, and Floyd Mayweather talked about this fight years ago. John was going to box Floyd years ago, and then just the fight got delayed and nothing happened. That's why John took those other fights. And John was going to box Floyd at 0-0. When he was 0-0, an MMA fighter, he was going to box Floyd. He took other fights in the meantime till this fight happened.
Is he an undefeated boxer until fighting Floyd?
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah. So this fight comes together. The CES people just winds up being like the perfect storm, and it all comes together. And now, that's how he picks his opponents. He just picks his opponents. He fought Aaron Chalmers, and then right after the Aaron Chalmers fight, they threw this one together. That guy is.
Continue.
So, exactly, some guy, an internet guy. So, or a boxer, I forget. But then before that, he fought Deji, and before that, he fought Logan. Like, just picks his opponents.
I would like to see retired Chris Algieri versus retired Floyd Mayweather.
If I would have got a chance to talk to Floyd Mayweather, but then I'll get back to what I was saying. He was on Floyd time. I was gonna say, you're doing these exhibitions. You fought Deji, you fought Logan. I got a guy for you. His name's Menace. You fight an Italian guy. I got a Puerto Rican for you. You know, you're gonna get the whole Puerto Rican market. You versus him. I had you,
bro.
I had you in mind.
I would talk to work and be like, listen, I need 2 months off.
Yeah, I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather. So back, let me get to this. The fight is made and it starts coming together. So now everything's peaceful the whole week. Like, it's respectful between Floyd and John right up into the weigh-ins. We get to the weigh-ins. So even that's how I can yada, yada, yada it. Whole bunch of shit goes on. There's celebrities everywhere, everything. Yada, yada, yada the whole week into the weigh-ins. And the whole week they're on Floyd Mayweather time. So everything's late. Mayweather gets there and he isn't weighing in. He's not taking any clothes off or anything because it's like 100 degrees. The weigh-in's already delayed because it's on Floyd Mayweather time. And you could see John is irritated. Whole week of dealing with Floyd Mayweather time. And now it's weigh-in. You're going to fight tomorrow. You could see John's getting a little... So
Do you think that's a strategy?
Absolutely. So Floyd starts talking and giving his politician speech of like peaceful and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden John interrupted him because he said, oh, a Toro Gotti, whatever that comment he made. John interrupts him and goes, there's only one Gotti. There's only one Gotti, and this ain't a Toro Gotti. And then the crowd starts cheering. You see Floyd go from, we're talking about the fight and blah, blah, to that happening. He goes, all right. You see Money Mayweather start to come out, and then he goes into the same speech that he gave with Conor McGregor where he said, like, you got to be able to take it. Like, I'm going to dish it. Let's see if this guy can take it. Whatever he said. I posted the video up on Menace, dude.
Yes.
So right there was the first time I saw the animosity, the tension between crowds, anything escalate. And it's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? So then fight night. And it's all crazy atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. You see Floyd's crowd, John's crowd. There's too many people. Then the fight starts. The referee's trying to get the fight started. Everyone, like, bum rushed the ring because it was so Wild West. You know what I mean? So the referee's like, I'm not starting the fight till...
Security couldn't even hold everybody.
I'm not starting the fight till everyone gets the fuck back. Like, this is insane. I'm not doing this. So the fight's delayed a little bit. The fight starts. First round's peaceful. But Floyd goes like, oh, I'm fucking putting punches on this kid. John's doing a great job of fucking defending. Way better than people thought he was going to do. 100%. Yeah. That round ends. Everything's cool. Fight's going. It's like it's an exhibition. Second round starts. John goes out to touch gloves. Floyd fucking like smacks his glove away and says, I don't know, says something. Couldn't really hear it. You see John. It's like that? Floyd goes, yeah, it's like that. What? Oh, it's like that. And they start talking shit back and forth. And he goes, what's up? Let me show me something. Runs over into the corner and starts going, Gotti, like taunting fucking John's fans, taunting fucking John. And then from the second round to it ended in the sixth. From the second round to the sixth round, he just constantly talks shit to him. And then the fight's competitive, more competitive than people thought it was. Or I saw a lot of people saying it was. The sixth round comes, and the referee was way too involved. Kenny Bayless was way too involved. He's had a history of that in boxing his whole career, of trying to be the star of boxing fights and just being... fighters can fight out of the clinch and just let them really start wrestling and then go break. You know what I mean? He was being way too involved. And so Floyd started the trash talk, and then the referee just kept saying how John was trash talking. You know what I mean? Telling John to watch his mouth, telling John he's going to stop the fight, telling all this shit. And it's like, yo, what are you doing? I have video, camera right under the cage. Floyd's the one who started the trash talk, and Floyd's the one who like kept it going. You know what I mean?
He was taunting and everything.
Talking shit to him.
Because I watched him on his Instagram sparring guys, and he just shit like that.
The mic didn't have the ring didn't have the mic, and my camera didn't pick up everything, but you could kind of hear some things. Like Floyd was talking shit to him. I don't know if he was saying shit about his dad. I don't know if he was saying shit about him, but Floyd was saying shit that was getting a rise out of John. So you saw like,
if I could guess, was probably talking shit about just like the way he fights. Like, oh, watch this boy. I think he was probably talking shit about what was happening in the moment. Because to be able to fight and then bring out outside thoughts from the fight would be like almost impossible, no?
What do you mean? I just told you how he went, yeah, it's like that, and then ran away from John, ran over to John's corner and started going, Gotti, Gotti.
Yeah, that's fine. But to bring up like maybe personal issues in an actual fist fight would maybe different, you know?
John is pretty controlled, to be honest with you. Whatever he did to get a rise, out of John like that.
So, and then John, they've gotten a tie up, right? And John started doing some like forearm and like elbow and like in the face, right? And that's when the ref stopped it.
The very end of the fight was John tied him up, and Floyd started, forearm shivered John in the face. And then John pushes back on him. Then the referee goes, stop, stop, stop. Waves it off. Floyd goes, nah, and tries to grab the ref's arm down like a nah, I'm not, and said like, I'm not done beating this bitch up. Like,
Oh.
I'm not done beating this bitch up. The referee goes, no, it's done. No, it's done. And John said something. And then I don't know if he said fuck you to Floyd.
John tried to fake him out.
I don't know if he said fuck you to Floyd or fuck you to the ref, but he's like, fuck you. And then that whole melee fucking happened. You know what I mean? And then,
which was awesome.
So that whole melee starts and all that craziness starts going on in the ring. I'm completely on the other side. So I have that one, like that's where I am. And I'll show you the videos of like what my view is. You couldn't see like that Hugh got in that fight. I told you like 2 days later, I saw those videos. You couldn't see that at all from like my angle because of how big Mayweather's security guards are. You know what I mean? They took up the wall, built a wall. So now the shit's all getting done. Derek Pans is like fighting with the guys and blah, blah, blah. I see Hugh for like 1 second and I go, oh, Hugh's here. I didn't even know he was here. Like he was locked away with John Gotti the whole time. You know what I mean? Like warming him up and probably all that shit.
Hugh McKenna is the guy that we've trained with back in the day.
Many years, and for, John's main training partner for years.
Still trains with John Gotti.
John's main training partner for years, Hugh. They trained with Pan. They both got Panza guys. And so I see Hugh for 1 second. I see Hugh kind of look over and then get in the ring. Hugh's in the ring for like 2 seconds. I guess another thing starts escalating. The videos I saw, now mind you, I didn't see this live. So I see Hugh and then I'm like, is Hugh fighting? Like, did Hugh just get punched? Is Hugh punching somebody? That's kind of what I see. Like I see Hugh's hair going. Then I saw the videos later that.
Checked all the cameras that you had at the event. And that's when you saw.
Yeah. So right when that whole thing happened though, and I saw, oh shit, is Hugh fighting? I went feral and started like running, trying to like make sure like any of the people that I knew there were not getting hopped type shit. And just brawl.
I mean, but did anybody get like knocked out cold though? No, I looked like it was all just like.
No, people were like videos are out there. And even so, as I turned when I went, oh, is that Hugh? And I turned like to look this way. So even little backtrack there, I was standing with Clarissa Shields, watching the fight, talking about the fight, talking to her about coming on the podcast or interviewing her when the whole thing broke out. And then the whole melee breaks out. So then I start going over here.
I'll protect you, Krista.
As soon as the thing happened in the ring with Hugh, fights. Like, so when the whole first thing happened, fights didn't start breaking out. Everyone was like, oh, what's going on? And it's a little crazy. Tensions rose. When the second thing happened with Hugh, and the people fucking knocked over and blah, 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 fights started happening.
In the ring or outside the ring?
Outside the ring. Hugh thing in the ring, fights started happening everywhere outside the ring. Gotti, Mayweather fan right here. Gotti, Mayweather fan right here. Like, just people fucking fighting. I swear to you, I wish I had camera video like this, because I didn't have a camera. So what my vision saw...
360 would have been amazing.
Would have been amazing. I saw people like that 100% were there for, both were there for Floyd Mayweather fighting each other. Both were there for Gotti fighting each other. Like, just being like, oh, my bad, like, people just started swinging like chaos fucking erupted. And then I'm just like, oh, shit. I got my cousin Anthony here. I got 2 other little kids here. 2 other like 19-year-old kids. So I'm like, I want to make sure they're safe. And then I know like fucking 6, 7 people here on a personal level that I'm like, I'm not going to let them fucking get hopped. You know what I mean? So I start like just going around the whole situation. Strangers everywhere. Just brawling around me. And I was just like, oh shit. My cousin Anthony starts going like, yo, people are looking at you like they're going to hit you. So, and you see on the videos, my whole head the whole time.
And Stan, let's go back to that. Why do you think people would look at you like they would want to hit you? How were you dressed, Stan?
I just had sunglasses on and I had a suit on. I wear a suit.
Sunglasses inside with
Definitely
a suit.
yeah. But they
You
were
looked like a mobster.
yeah.
You had the buttons undone, opened up,
The
suit
same
on
way.
with the glasses inside, with your hair slicked back.
Wait. The same way I dress for every single event.
No, no.
Whoa. The same way I dress for every single event, except this time I had sunglasses on.
No.
Yes. What do you mean?
You usually look way more professional with a button to the top.
Never. I wear that same exact suit. I've worn that same exact suit to events. The only thing different was the sunglasses.
You usually, the ones I've been with you, you're buttoned up.
I could show you video. Never. I'm either wearing a graphic t-shirt and a jacket or I'm that same setup.
When you wear a collar
listen, tomato. People were even looking at me just because I was like...
not tomato. Buttoned up professional.
Bro.
3 buttons down, okay, you're a gangster.
People just started fucking swinging at each other. At a point, I even... You know, when you're drinking and you're at an event, I didn't even realize I had sunglasses on at a point. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, you never had sunglasses on and that happened?
No.
I wasn't, like, in character, like, let me keep my sunglasses on, blah, blah, blah. So all this shit starts happening, though. And my cousin Anthony is like, yo, people are looking at you, and people are looking at my cousin Anthony. My cousin Anthony has a camera. People were fucking probably trying to steal shit, stealing on people. I was watching everyone start sucker punching each other, so I'm like, oh, shit. I tell my cousin Anthony, like, let's start moving this way. As I'm moving this way, I see people, like, wannabe fucking rappers and fucking rappers probably, and some of Floyd's people. So even when this whole thing happens, they get John Gotti Jr. out of there, the third, and they get Hugh out of there. Those people that took them out of there, kinda, were like John's protection people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So John's like walking.
They bought security? Their own security?
They're all just, you know, his little people. So John's walking with like 2 people. And like I see like a crowd like kind of trying to form around him. You know what I mean? And people yelling fucking bullshit and blah. So I kind of go over there. I'm like, John, you good? He's like, let's help me get the fuck out of here. Like, let's get everyone the fuck out of here. Help me start moving fucking people this way. So I start fucking waving people this way. The whole crowd starts moving. As we're walking, I see my little cousin Anthony. I'm like, get behind me, bro. It's a like melee. So even with my cousin Anthony's videoing, there's fights everywhere. So then we start walking, and then that one fight video that I have, that fight just popped off right in front of us. So we're telling everyone, we're walking, we're like, yo, everyone relax. Like, you're not Mayweather or Gotti. Stop. Like, relax. And these things are just going off, like, on the side of us. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, someone fucking, you know, like, some bullshit's about to pop off.
Someone hits me, it's on.
On. Even that. Like, I honestly...
I'm going to chin on people.
I thought either I'm going to start having to fucking fight someone. I don't want to do this. I'm going to have to. And I started thinking, because I saw it. My little cousin Anthony saw it. Rappers and like bullshit fucking people were looking like, oh shit, I could probably steal on John right now. Like, and started moving towards that type of situation. You know what I mean? Like, I can make
John Gotti.
I could make a TikTok right now by stealing on the fucking, like, that's what was going on. Yeah. Like, people were fucking just getting like fucking retarded. So I'm just like, oh shit, like shit's getting crazy. Don't see Hugh anymore. And then I saw the video afterward. They pushed Hugh out like on the stage. The fucking Mayweather security team went after him again outside the ring. John, they like...
We got to get Hugh either later this week or next week.
John Gotti the third, they like whisked in the back real quick. And the dad was like still out there, like slowly getting walked in the back as all these fights were going on. So then all these fights that were going on here kind of escalate into the hallway. At the same time this is going on the other side of the fucking bowl, the girls from that show Baddies West, this one girl, don't even know her name, Jocelyn, well, millions of followers, whatever, beat up some other girl and like beat the shit out of her, ripped her shirt off, ripped.
You got video of it?
I don't have video of her shirt off. I have video of...
No, not you personally, but it's got to be on the internet, no?
No, there's not much video. What I have video of is one of my camera people got video of the aftermath of when they put a shirt back on the girl and like walked her out of the arena with her head down, like fucking cops and fucking security and fucking crazy shit.
Did you speak to that girl that beat her up? Ever?
No. So here, chaos is going on in the arena, and there's like 3 cops trying to stop it. couple of security guards, and just fucking mayhem. All of a sudden, the cops like got there, like minutes. So shit. Once the fight happened, the end of the fight, minutes before like the presence of like police got in there. So there's fights
like a whole fucking platoon.
But there's 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes, a couple of minutes where there's just fights everywhere. Celebrities are getting into fights. And here's what I'm watching the whole time, too. As we're all, like, trying to move toward the back, there's, like, Big Baby Miller, Rashad. Like, there's some fucking killers in this crowd that this thing could go crazy. It could be a riot any second. You know what I mean? The wrong person could just run up and try to hit the wrong person. And it could turn into mayhem. And so I'm like, at one point, the whole thing's going off. And I look over at Rashad, and Rashad's like, starts hitting his vape pen, and we just started laughing, and fucking, the whole thing's crazy. I'm walking, and I see Antonio Tarver, like, trying to break up a girl fight, and fucking, the girl starts swinging. That video's on the internet. Antonio Tarver's trying to break up a girl fight, and the girl starts swinging at Antonio Tarver.
Put it on the Menace the Man page.
I didn't take the video.
So what?
But I'm saying they're just fucking craziness. So all this mayhem's going on. The cops finally get there, and the cops like, the one cop was like, I don't give a fuck if you're Blueface, Floyd Mayweather, or John Gotti. I will arrest anyone tonight. And in my head, I was like, why the fuck did he start with Blueface? You know, why did he started with Blueface? But he was just saying, he's like, the cop was going nuts. He's like, I will arrest everyone tonight. And then once one cop kind of said it, it started trickling. And then some people were like being like, fuck police and blah, blah, blah. And it just went. So even at a point, the back locker room area is kind of just chaos. People yelling, fights getting broken up, fights going on. And you see police in SWAT gear kind of like walking back and forth. They don't know what they're doing. Because there's fights everywhere, kind of. They're walking back and forth, kind of just going, stop, knock the shit, get the fuck out, get out. When people aren't listening, they then start screaming like more. Like, I'm pretty sure they had to have arrested people.
Now, like, let's say there's 20 police and 4,000 people.
So even how the security failed, if you will, the way that the bottom bowl of the arena gets in the one entrance, when the fight broke out, people must have just started hopping the thing. So, like, all the people that then wound up in the back were more people than were in the seats and shit in the bottom.
Got you.
And in the back wound up fans and fucking all this shit. So Hugh McKenna gets in the one fight. He's like Thor. He knocks down like 4 people. You saw the one side of the video. He knocks people down, snuffs the other guy. At any point, I'm like, Derek, I'm telling Derek Pans, like, Derek, relax. You good. Like, just relax, Derek. Don't even, like, let it go, Derek. Go, Derek, go. Derek Pans is like screaming at just random fucking Floyd Mayweather people and just going nuts. But being calm, but like looking for the guy that, you know, like being calm.
Is this backwards or no?
Yeah, I can't see that. What is it?
Hugh texted me, I can't believe you put the Avengers music over it. Haha, I hate you, laugh well. I said, Stan did it. There's already too much attention on me. He goes like this. I said, you the man, though. He said, they like laughed that Stan did it. He said, thanks, homie. I said, ride or die. I said, I got to stand tall for D. Panza.
Bro, it was fucking nuts. So even, that whole thing happens. And then I see Derek like waiting outside Floyd's locker room, yelling, like, I'm like, oh my God, like, what is Derek doing?
Oh, he like lost it, huh?
Just, what do you mean? It just escalated. Yeah, shit was going nuts. So then, bro, and then even so, there was like people that obviously.
But when you really break it down, I mean, sure, he was taunting him, and that could be a game of. But what did Floyd Mayweather actually do wrong?
Nothing. The security guards. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather's security guards are where it escalated.
Sure,
but wait, you could even say.
I guess you could say it's Floyd Mayweather's fault because he hired them.
No, hold on. You could say it was John, too. You could say it was John's overreaction to the sporting event. But then it's like, what the fuck's the referee doing? Like, what are you doing, ref? Get out of the fight.
Again, that guy's a retired referee how old is he?
But here, so John didn't lose the fight. John doesn't feel like he's losing the fight. That round is competitive. And then all of a sudden the referee goes, no, the fight's over. You lose. John fucking lost it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
This is the biggest fight of his life. He probably trained harder than he ever did in his whole life.
Actually, you know what? I don't think it was like, fuck that. I don't think, yes, you have a point. But I think Floyd behind me goes, no, ref, stop. No, I'm going to fuck him up. That's just like, we're still fighting him. Fuck this ref. Like,
Yeah, no. When Floyd did that, he probably backed off and went, "Oh no, he's being Kenny Bayless. He's being him, and doing his dumb shit, and the fight's over." Because then Floyd just backed up, and then the whole melee happens, and then that's where Floyd's security.
I think Floyd, he was like, he's still fighting, like he's still boxing with him.
Yeah, and then that's where Floyd's security went fucking nuts.
That's where John Guy should have hit the double leg.
100%. That's what I thought.
After he juked the fucking ref, he should have hit the double leg.
Right when, or even right when Floyd backed up to the ropes. Oh, you got your hands up. Here comes the head kick. You don't know how to block. Flying knee, a big knee.
Flying knee. Wow, like I'm an MMA fighter. I mean, Floyd Mayweather. John Guy sees Floyd Mayweather in a dark alley. What happens?
I think if they fought, a fight where everything went, I think John, the clinch tactics and everything, you saw it in this fight. If Floyd's not going to knock him out, John will be able to grab him and then use other skills. And bigger and has more tools. Is Floyd a better boxer? Absolutely. But.
Right.
And that whole thing just goes crazy. And then I saw the girls from the baddies, the aftermath of that same lady. You ever hear rappers rap about Johnny Dang?
No.
Johnny Dang's like the biggest jewelry maker in the world, like one of the greatest people who makes jewelry. I saw this.
What?
Jewelry, chains. Makes chains for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Every celebrity, every rapper. When Menace and the Man blow up, Johnny Dang is going to make us a chain. But I saw this girl, Jocelyn, whatever her name is, the crazy baddies girl fighting with Johnny Dang, and Johnny Dang being like, this bitch is fucking crazy, and like walking away from her. Like just crazy shit going on in the back. Everyone came out and was like, I'm going fucking nuts tonight.
I mean, that goes for like humanity. Like when there's chaos and like no rules, people that probably had no intention of getting fired going like, fuck it, no one's looking at me. I'll just fucking punch whoever.
People were doing that. People were looking for. Yeah. So that's why I was like, holy shit! Like always making sure I'm watching my ears and looking behind me and shit, because I was watching people run up and blindside people. Just boom. Boom. And I saw a few people, I didn't stop and go, my camera or Anthony, that guy's knocked out, take a picture of him. People were getting knocked out. Yeah. People were getting dropped and then woken up and like picked up. People were getting knocked down and then picked up by their people and taken out of the bullshit.
What becomes of this? John Gotti versus Mayweather 2? Is there like new like laws for boxing events in Florida? What becomes of this? Is anyone getting fined?
Supposedly, John, someone sent me an article. John got suspended for 6 months, they're saying.
Okay, sure.
But I'd imagine but then it was an exhibition, so I don't know.
Right.
But crazy fight, crazy weekend. We have more to talk about it. That was just a little quick wrap up. And then, that was pretty much it. Cops cleared the place out super fast. Then there were parties in the parking lot, people twerking, the fucking baddies, all this shit. And then even it boiled over to the Floyd's after party. I didn't want to go to any, I wasn't sure what after party. I just happened to see at Floyd's after party, there were fights with security guards, bouncers, 7 foot tall security guard for the group, the baddies. Got into an altercation with some of the bouncers at the place Live. All the bouncers at Live are 6'5". Yeah, I have a video. You got to see it. It's this 7 foot tall guy just standing there and being like, I'll fuck you up. Like, what? And you see all these guys that tower over everybody else being like, relax. We're good with you. Come on, man. Tapping them on the arm. You're good, man. Calm down. We're good. Stop. Calm down. Shit.
Yeah, because I was at a Glory fight, right? And they had an after party, and I went there, and Floyd came in, and he had his whole entourage, right? But he had one bouncer that, I'm not kidding, this guy had to have been 7'1", 7 foot, right? And
I don't know if it was him, but this guy's the personal.
No, for Floyd Mayweather.
I'm saying this could be that same guy. I don't know how many 7 foot tall people there are in the bouncing game.
Huge black guy, right? But not in shape. His knees look like
he's just huge.
Right. So I was dating my kid's mom at the time, And she went to the bathroom. She came back, and her brother's 6'7". And she just couldn't help herself. She just goes, "Hey, like, how tall are you?" You know? And he's like, "Get the fuck out of here." And she was like, okay. And then she comes back and tells me that. And I was like, well, one, you're an idiot because your brother's 6'7", and people ask him that all the time. And you know firsthand how annoying that is for him.
Yeah.
So why would you, that's, you know what I mean? Like, why would you go ask a huge guy how tall? Like, who cares? You know, unless you wanted to fuck him and you want to make a conversation with him, then that's one thing, right?
Yeah.
But then I got in my head, I was drinking, I was like, I'll fucking jump on that table and crow hop that guy. Or like fucking kick his knee backwards, and then now you're my height and I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. I mean, you saw Hugh.
Right? How do you defeat a huge
Start
7
punching him in the
guy?
face. Start you know.
You have to I would have to jump to punch him in the face, which then you don't have as much power.
Like, you know, the Hugh's tactics in that moment were fucking great.
Oh, he just went
Covered himself up and got in the guy's chest and just started swinging over the top of fucking everyone trying to grab him and shit. So even the aftermath of that video too is in the ring, they started pulling Hugh's hair, and then those guys, like with the guy that he hit though, wouldn't let it go. So he when they got Hugh out of the ring, I saw a video from the other side that pissed me off. But what, you know, I'm not gonna go fight fucking Floyd's bound. In the moment, I would have 1,000,000,000%. Like, it got me so tight when I saw Derek Panza posted it. They get Hugh out of the ring, and Hugh's like going to the back, and they fucking chase him, and one big dude fucking just runs and fucking blasts him.
Oh yeah, you got a punch off on him?
Hugh eats it, you know, but you know, doesn't get knocked down or nothing. But you know, it's a sucker punch. The guy fucking runs at him, and fucking like 2-3 guys come running at you. You're like, oh shit, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do the double leg front kick.
Hits him, and then people kind of fucking scurry it back, and then you see Hugh fucking back up on
It's
the
on
stage.
Derek Panza's Instagram.
It's on Derek Panza's Instagram, yeah.
Send that to me.
I will
wanna
send
see
it to you. But yeah, that was a good
put
5-minute wrap up.
Put in the Menace and the Man story too.
Great 5-minute wrap up of Gotti Mayweather. But yeah, next time, what we got to do, if we do a list, you got to have the list in front of you too, because that's what helped me. Because I just kept looking at the list and being like, oh no, we got to get back to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I like what we did there.
All right.
And then so
see you later.
aftermath, they should do the fight again.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension. They both make money.
Oh wait, and then even there, that's what we're going to end on. Is the aftermath is John said. John posted on social media, Floyd Mayweather, you're a punk bitch and you're my enemy for life. Then he posted again and wrote like, Conor McGregor, we need to get these guys. And Conor McGregor responded and wrote like,
I saw that.
and wrote
Team
like,
Gotti.
I'm Team Gotti. He did a voice memo.
Then he
that
deleted it.
I think he deleted it.
Yeah.
But fucking funny.
Huh.
I thought Conor would be there because I did see him in Miami beating up the Miami Heat mascot, but he did not show up at the event. But again, imagine if Conor was in the crowd, like hectic fucking crowd, and there were crazy security guards, crazy people from New York, crazy Gotti fans, crazy Mayweather fans, and then a room full of fighters. So I was like, holy shit, this can go south real fast.
Thanks.
But we'll wrap it up there. Good talking to you, Menace.
Likewise. Catch you on the flip side. Well, see you later.